Surely you've heard of a 5-step plan before. You've probably also heard of a 12-step plan to deal with alcoholism or other drug-related treatments. But have you ever heard of a 39-step plan? No? Well, neither have I, because that sounds absolutely dreadful. Who would want to take that many steps just to try and deal with just about anything? So don't take the 39-step plan, take this shortcut. But wait, how does that pertain to this game? You'll find out shortly. Actually, it'll take quite a while, but you'll find out. Hiya folks, Fruit and Doggy here, jumping back into 39 steps, and when we last left off, the jig was up. The game was over. And yet here there is more game. I must be getting desperate. Black stone? He wrote of the black stone. The whole place smelt of mold and disuse. The little boy had gone off on a motor to collect the 2 ruffians who had interviewed me yesterday. I don't think I'm going to get the job. Now they had seen me as the roadman, and they would remember me, for I was in the same rig. What was a roadman doing 20 miles from his beat, pursued by the police? A question or two would put them on the track. Probably they had seen Mr. Turnbull, probably Marmee too. Most likely they could link me up with Sir Harry, and then the whole thing would be crystal clear. The more I thought of it, the angrier I grew, and I had to get up and move about the room. Oh, I'm so angry! I'm just so angry! All of my chicanery, all of my lies and deceptions. I thought I was really good at this, but no, I'm not. Such an idiot. I'm in an enemy storeroom. Well, hey, that's what I would check. Wood. Barrel. I couldn't open the boxes. How about the cabinet? I found a handle in the wall which seemed worth investigating. Light bulbs. Flashlights. Bottles? No, the spools. Of course! Yeah, a flashlight would be useful. Whatever that was. Toolbox. Why is that random box of greater use? What? The glyphs! The glyphs! I must open the box! Yes! Yes, I see it! I see it! Packing styrofoam! Ah, jeez, it's all over my hands, man! It was lintonite, a powerful explosive I knew from my time as a mining engineer. Strange they left me in a room with, explosives. But I had forgotten the proper charge and the right way of preparing it, and I wasn't sure about the timing. Maybe I should have taken things more seriously instead of complaining about being bored. I had only a vague notion, too, as to its power, for though I had used it, I had not handled it with my own fingers. But it was a chance. The only possible chance. The remembrance of Little Scudder decided me. Little Scudder? Little Scudder? He wasn't some boy. Yes, I'm going to set the explosives with this powerful glyph. Kinda looked like a hunk of styrofoam at the end of a needle stuck in with a, a bit of rope. Like, oh. Man, that looks really explosive. Yes, more glyphs! Yes, I've set the explosive. It was about the beastliest moment of my life. For I'm no good at these cold-blooded resolutions. Say what? Still, I managed to rake up the pluck to set my teeth and choke back the horrid doubts that flooded in on me. Maybe I did this wrong. I simply shut off my mind and pretended I was doing an experiment as simple as guy fucks fireworks. Oh, more glyphs. Gonna light the fuse. Yes! Very good. And... forward! Forward! Hey, that actually worked, like, perfectly well. Brilliantly well. Just a large enough explosion to blast open a hole in the wall without bringing down the whole house. My stupor can scarcely have lasted beyond a few seconds. Ooh, excuse me. I stepped over the broken lintel and found myself standing in a yard in a dense and acrid fog. I felt very sick and ill, but I could move my limbs, and I staggered blindly forward away from the house. Why did you feel so sick and ill? Because you inhaled a bunch of fumes or something? That's my assumption? Anxiousness? A small mill lade ran in a wooden aqueduct at the other side of the yard. Hey, clean water maybe. Well, maybe not clean. I fell into this. The cool water revived me, and I had just enough wits left to think of escape. Okay, don't drown in the water. Oh, okay, step one. I squirmed up the lade among the slippery green slime till I reached the mill wheel. I can mill some flour and then create an explosive or something. Then I wiggled through the axe hole into the old mill and tumbled onto a bed of chaff. And by explosive I meant like a diversion. A bunch of flour. A nail caught the seat of my trousers. I left a wisp of heather mixture behind me. Why would you... That's such a specific thing to notice. It's like, oh darn, a nail caught the bit of my trousers. Didn't rip a hole or anything, but look at that grass I left behind. Oh man! Nausea shook me, and a wheel in my head kept turning, while my left shoulder and arm seemed to be stricken with the palsy. From what? I don't know! I don't know where all these injuries and ailments and I feel sick came from. I crawled down the broken ladder, scattering chaff behind me to cover my footsteps. Yes, chaff! Chaff! Throw it everywhere! They'll never figure out where I went if I throw chaff around! I did the same on the mill floor and on the threshold where the door hung on broken hinges. And then everywhere I went, I just kept throwing chaff. They would never follow the trail of chaff. They would never figure it out. I slipped across the space, got to the back of the dovecot, and prospected a way of ascent. I.e., I tried to figure out a way how to go up. After just going down. Because I crawled down the ladder, remember? By the use of out-jutting stones, gaps in the masonry, and a tough ivy root, I got to the top. Ha-ha! Success! No glyphs to climb the wall? Amazing! I found space to lie down. So that is what I did. Then I proceeded to go off into an old-fashioned swoon. Wait, is that already the end? Wasn't that remarkably short? That felt remarkably short. I am not going to deviate from my current pattern, though. I'm going to keep ending the recordings at the end of each chapter. So I guess that's the end of that one. But if an episode winds up being unusually short and I can tack it on to the previous or next video and it makes a more even keel of a video length, I might do that. But otherwise, that's going to be all for this one, and I'll see you around later, folks. And as always, fruit and doggy.